Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the 12th episode of the Spin Zone. And tonight, like we have had in the past, I've got my co host, Mr. Steve Rodriguez. Welcome back, or better yet, welcome me back.
Well, Dan, thank you for having me once again. And yes, welcome you back from that brief mini vacation you had. You can't do that to us again because the Cowboy fans were asking for you left and right.
I know,
So,
I know. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't a vacation. I was hospitalized for over a month, as you well know. It was no fun, but I'm glad to be back in the land of the living instead of the land of the dead.
awesome. Hey, you said 12. What do we got for this week?
Well, basically, it's going to be a pretty short show tonight. I wanted to have a show because, as you know, tomorrow it is the game between the Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. As you know, the Carolina Panthers are the worst team in the NFL with a 1-8 record, which means they've only won game and lost the remaining 8. So
Yes, sir.
theoretically, it should be a walk in the park for the Cowboys tomorrow, right?
It should be his keyword.
I mean, somebody reminded me in a comment when I made the invitation for the show is that remember that's what they said about Arizona a few weeks ago. But I don't think Arizona was as bad as this one. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But let me
Yes,
go
it will.
let me go ahead. And by the way, let me go ahead and flip over to the screen here. Give me a second if I can find my slideshow. There we go. Give me 1 second. Uh-oh, I lost you. Let me bring you back.
Hey, why are you losing me, man? I'm right here.
I know. Tell me about it. Let me move you
There you
over.
are.
Let me move you over to the other side. I need 3 monitors these days. All right, let's see here. All righty, and hold on, something's screwy. There we go. All righty, and as I mentioned, the game is tomorrow on Sunday, the 19th. It starts at 12 p.m. and it's an away game. It's actually in Carolina, North Carolina.
All right, yeah.
And it is going to be televised in Fox. I double checked that.
Alrighty, are you sure?
I'm pretty positive,
All right.
so for those that have the Fox channel, whether off the air or on cable, it's going to be on Fox. And actually, I've got to check my off the air connection here because last week's game, which of course the Cowboys coasted through, um, I for whatever reason couldn't get. I was getting a lot of pixelation for whatever reason.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I've chosen not to do any highlights of that game is because I was suffering through a lot of pixelation. It was actually my first Cowboy game that I actually watched while hospitalized. I didn't want to cause myself any undue stress during
Yes,
my
sir.
hospital stay, so it was my first game. But unfortunately, I couldn't even watch it because I was getting all kinds of pixelation. So but anyway, once again, it's tomorrow at 12 p.m. It's an away game, and it's going to be on Fox for anybody who's interested. And we'll go through some of the highlights. As I mentioned, the Cowboys have a 6-3 record. They've won 6 games and lost 3. And the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. They've only won
Woo!
1 game and 8 losses. So basically, like I mentioned, Dallas has a record of 6-3 to the Panthers 1-8. Should make an easy game for the Cowboys. They
No, you are jinxing it, bro. No.
They can practically
No,
play this with their eyes closed. And of course, the Panthers just simply suck. So, I mean, we shouldn't even have to watch this game. I mean, the pitadas should be like automatic.
no, 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 no. All right. Good luck,
Have
Cowboys.
have faith. Have faith in your team.
I do have faith in my team, sir. Right? Hey, that's not it. It's just that every time that they play a team with this record, they've lost.
It would just be unbelievable. Totally unbelievable if they could screw this one up, you know.
We'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, I'm pretty hopeful that they're going to coast right through, you know. At least that's my hope, you know. But anyway,
Yes.
previous matchups between the Panthers and the Cowboys. The last time it was back in October of 2021. The Cowboys won that game 36 to 28. Then 2 years prior in September 9th of 2018, the Cowboys lost that one. Uh, the Panthers won 16 and the Cowboys had a score of 8. And then 3 years prior in November, uh, the Carolina Panthers won and the Cowboys lost 33 to 14. And then prior to that, 3 years before that, in October 21st, 2012, the Cowboys won that game 21 to 7. And then in 2007, Dallas won that game 20 to 13. And then the year before that, in 2006, that was in October 29th, the Cowboys easily won that one 35 to 14. And then 2005, on Christmas Eve, believe it or not,
Whoa.
Christmas Eve, the Cowboys won that game 24 to 20. And then in 2004, and I don't know why there's an asterisk. I have no idea. But the Cowboys lost that one. The Panthers was 29 to 10. And then in 2003, the Cowboys won that one 24 to 20 to the Panthers. And then, of course, in 2002, the Cowboys won that one 14 to 13. And then in 2000, the Cowboys won that game 16 to 13. What were you doing in 2000?
I don't remember what I did yesterday. You want me to remember what I did in 2023 years ago?
I know, right? Could you believe it was 23 years ago? You know, I come up with all these, decades old stats. But yeah, I can't even remember what I did yesterday. So, All right. So those were the previous matchups. And then the injuries. The Dallas Cowboys have quite a few now. I will say that the offensive line is still pretty solid, but basically we've got several players out there that are still on the injury list. They include Rico Dowdy, the running back. Dowdle, excuse me. I don't know why I keep on saying Dowdy. He's out with an ankle injury. I don't know if that's going to be permanent for the entire year or not. I can't remember what they said on that. Belami Fakoko Jr., defensive end, he's out with a knee. Peyton Hendershot, which was pretty disappointing. Tight end, he's out with an ankle injury. Jordan Lewis, cornerback, he's out with a neck injury. I can't really pronounce this guy's name. I'll just call him Osa.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle, he's out with a hamstring. Jalen Tolbert, he is the wide receiver. He's out with a knee injury. Devontae Turpin, wide receiver, shoulder. Tyrone Smith. I'm not sure what NIR rest means, but he's an offensive tackle. So, quite a few out there. And then on the Carolina Panthers side, even though I know
Oh
we don't,
my.
even though we don't care, there's quite a bit of them out there. Brian Burns, linebacker, concussion. DJ Shark Jr., wide receiver, an elbow injury. Austin Corbet, he's a guard out with a calf. Offensive line, Marquise Haynes, he's out with a back problem. CJ Henderson, uh, cornerback, he's without a concussion. JC Horn, cornerback, out with a hamstring. Hayden Hurst, tight end, concussion. Taylor Moton, he is NIR rest. I don't know what that means. And
Don't
then,
know what that means then.
not really sure, Laviska Cherneau, he wide receiver, ankle injury. Stephen Sullivan, he's on the list, but I don't know what that means. Ian Thomas, tight end, calf injury. Deshaun Williams, NIR, also personal defensive end. Javier Woods, safety, a thigh injury. And Bryce Young, I think, is going to play tomorrow, even though he was listed with an injury with a thigh. But the latest say that he is going to play tomorrow in the quarterback position. But as you can see, the Panthers have got a lot more injured players than the Cowboys do. So that should be good news to us. Not to, grave stomp on all their injuries, right? Nobody wants anybody to be injured, but at least there's not as many on the Dallas side. So that's good news from the
Yes,
Cowboys.
it is, but I'm wondering why they have so many players that are injured.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but they do quite a bit. And this is the latest stats. I didn't.
Wow.
This is not something that I pulled out a week ago. So yeah. So it's definitely there. They've got quite a bit of players out there that are injured. Kind of sucks, especially this late
Yes,
in
it
the
does.
season. But of course, they're not going anywhere, so it doesn't matter. You know,
Yeah, it's just practice for them.
it's just practice. So, what are the key matchups? Well, obviously, there's some things we're going to see tomorrow, and obviously, the matchups are going to be, the quarterback Jordan Lewis trying to go after Adam Thielen, the Panthers wide receiver. So you're going to
Uh huh.
probably see a lot of plays between these two guys tomorrow. Additionally, the offensive tackles on the Dallas side are going to do their best to, go after Brian Burns, you know. And of course, you can expect CeeDee Lamb to be chased around by Dante Jackson, the
Yes.
cornerback. So these are the key matchups that they say that tomorrow you're going to see during tomorrow's game. So it's going to be interesting to see how fast we can roll to a victory there tomorrow. And with regards to tomorrow, like I mentioned, what to expect tomorrow on Sunday, well, the offensive line for the Cowboys still remains intact. Once Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb start moving, I believe it's going to be game over for the Carolina Panthers. The Panther offensive line is completely in shambles, but their defensive line still looks solid. So the score predictions that I'm predicting for the Cowboys is the score is going to be somewhere in the 30s for the Cowboys, while the Panthers are expected to be in the teens at best.
Oh wow.
So that's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it. You know,
30s and the teens. All right.
yeah, maybe the 40s if if it's that good, right?
You never know.
But you know what? I'll go conservative and I'll just say in the 30s, just so I'm not disappointed or surprised. God help us if it's the other way around. You know.
It'll be something else.
But definitely there should be a pitada tomorrow at Southmost. There's no doubt about that.
Well, hey, yeah, depending on the situation.
I know. I know. I mean, it would be heartbreaking if
Very.
we lost this game, you know. Because keep in mind, uh, we also have a game coming up here on Thanksgiving between Washington
Yeah,
and
Commanders
well, don't say that name. It's the Redskins. It will always be
is
the
the Commanders,
Redskins.
sir. It is the
And they need
Commanders.
to change it back. I want all of those teams changed back to the Native Americans.
Sir, it is Commanders. All right. The Redskins no longer live. They all
No,
died.
no, no, no. We need to change all that back. Get these millennials out of the way. You know.
Somebody listened to them and they.
Well, it was a bunch of snowflakes that forced those name changes. But oh well, you know what can we say? But that's what we can expect tomorrow. So
Cool.
hopefully I should be back from church to watch the game. If not, I've got my trusty DVR here ready to hit to record. But you know, right now I'm kind of watching what I eat because I can't eat a whole lot of stuff. It upsets my stomach still.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday lunch may be out. I may just come straight home and watch our victory happen.
Don't be cheap. Take and Kristen out to eat.
Oh, it's not about being cheap. I can't eat.
Hey, but they can, right?
Yeah, but it's not fair.
Oh, nothing's fair, sir.
Yeah, yeah. All
Yeah, está
righty.
bien.
So
Hopefully tomorrow it'll be a victory, another W for the column, and then we'll go to the Commanders.
that's right. That's right. That'll be an interesting game. We'll see what happens there. But
Yes, sir.
anyway, so beyond this show tomorrow, well tonight we've got a episode on Monday. I think it's Monday. We're gonna be covering a Black Friday episode on getting rid of your old analog CRT tube TV with rabbit ears. There's still quite a few people that actually watch TV that way.
Yes,
So
sir.
you'll be back on with me watching the sales across some of the big box stores coming up. And then Tuesday we're gonna have a episode of Live 270. The topic is why can't Juan read? And obviously that's going to be the whole controversy with bilingual education. There's a movement. There's criticism about bilingual education in general and how it was never introduced here in Brownsville. And obviously, as you know, the superintendent from Brownsville is now the McAllen superintendent. So there's a lot of
Yes,
parents
yes.
over there wanting to introduce bilingual education. So we're going to have a three-panel discussion with regards to the pluses and minuses of bilingual education. So for those of you interested in that topic, we've got that one coming up as well. So
Awesome.
all righty. Well, I'm glad to be back. Like I said, it
Glad to
was.
have you back.
I know. My Cowboys jersey was getting lonely. It was getting lonely, but all righty, everybody. Well, as I promised, it was going to be a short show. Like I said, tomorrow's the Cowboy game, 12 p.m. on Fox. Let's go Cowboys, and hopefully we'll
Yes,
see you
sir.
all at the pitada tomorrow.
Go Cowboys, hey.
All righty, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, people.
Give me a second here. Stop.